Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. Live from View Rooftop at the Hilton Garden Inn in downtown Iowa City. This is Hawk Talk, brought to you by Steel. This fall, power up with Steel, a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Also brought to you by your local Ford dealers. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist, made right here in Iowa since 1895. And by Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. This is Hawk Talk with Kirk Ferentz. Here's Gary Dolphin.
yeah, she's got a real chance. Kayla is, in addition to being phenomenally talented, I mean, she is a 5-hole for maybe one of the top 5 clubs in the country. She's an everyday player on a very, very high-level team, and she can defend, she can hit, but I think what really makes her unique is what's going on between her ears. She's just a ball player, and she's tough as nails, and I think when you weave that level of talent with that type of mentality, I mean, you just look at her and think, man, she's got a chance to be something really good.
Kayla's a 3-time Illinois 4A All-State honoree. Let's move to Paige Opheim. I hope I pronounced that right, out of Humboldt, outstanding infielder.
Yeah, Opheim, yeah. Power in the bat. When she connects with it, it goes a long way. Another great Iowa talent. Very excited to be a Hawkeye. And we're excited about her. I think when you hit the ball hard, that's a really good start,
For sure.
And I think that's a lot of what we do is on the recruiting side, how do you choose this hitter over that hitter, or we're going to bet on the ones that hit the ball really hard. And so an in-state athlete that is that good of an athlete and hits the ball that hard, that's a good bet.
Yeah, she hit 402 with a 958 fielding average, too, by the way, as a sophomore. So you've got a bundle of talent there. Carly Potts is a right-handed pitcher, and she can play elsewhere out of the Hoosier State, Southern High School in Indiana.
Yeah, heavy down ball. I think first and foremost she competes on the mound, but heavy down ball, the type of drop ball that just falls off the table, and she just consistently rolls really, really weak contact. We've seen her do it across the board. 1, 2, 3 times the lineup, and even to the best hitters in the country. I've watched her recently, and Michigan commit, weak ground out. UCLA commit, weak ground out. I mean, she just does it over and over.
A 1.67 ERA, yeah, that gets your attention. And then the Iowa High School Player of the Year, All-State Sports Illustrated Elite Team, hit 479. 24 home runs out of Dubuque-Wahlert this past year. Julia Roth.
Yeah, so Julia Roth, interesting. She, I think, is walking the path that I think so many of the Iowa greats walked, in that she's going to walk in the door an unbelievable athlete. She's a multi-sport athlete and a very competitive in a lot of sports. But I believe when she walks out the door, she's going to be an unbelievable softball player. Tremendous athleticism. The sky's the limit. She pitches. She plays shortstop. For us, we'll take a look at her in the outfield. She hits for power. She runs. She's everything, everything on the field. And so we're really excited to see what she develops into.
Congratulations. That's a great class for 25-26 for Hawkeye softball. Let's look at the immediate future, the schedule. You open up Big Ten play the weekend of March 6th through the 8th at Ohio State, but you've got a trip planned to Florida.
Yeah, we open the season up down at Florida State, so that'll be released soon. But we play Florida State, we play Marshall. So some tough opponents down there. Hopefully some really good weather to get the season going. But, we really just, when January, February rolls around, we need to get out there and play somebody other than ourselves to find out who we are and what we can do and get better at what we do and make those adjustments. So we're excited for that weekend.
Hawkeyes home opener is March 20th through the 22nd. 3-game set with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Nothing like starting the home schedule with a border rivalry.
That's right. Every day's tough in the Big Ten. We're excited to have Minnesota at home. Always great to have home field advantage. And that'll be a vital series because, this is if you look down that schedule, that's a tough schedule. That's as tough as anybody's going to face in the Big Ten. And, so for us, we got to go in there and we've got to be winning this series against a team like Minnesota.
The last thing I've got for you, Coach, and we appreciate you coming out tonight, Stacey May Johnson, Hawkeye softball. You mentioned Bobby Alvarez the first time you were here a month or two back. Bobby came in after a number of years at Fresno State. You just love his softball mentality, the way he approaches the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's done wonders with the pitchers in the bullpen, get their timing lined up. He's helped add dimensions to some of our pitchers who came in and said, well, they just throw a drop ball. Well, now they throw a drop and a rise, and they're adding the changeup. And so I love what he's done with the pitchers technically, tactically, in the bullpen, and he's a great recruiter too. I can't comment on specific ones, but he's really helped us a lot to get some verbal commitments over these last few months on relationships that he had and people that come to him and think, hey, Iowa's going to be a great fit because we know the coaches there are great. So can't speak more highly enough of him. He's awesome. He's the best.
Well, it's great to have West Coast connections. You're one of those, of course, but Bobby is right there with you. Great stuff, Stacy. Thanks so much for coming out tonight. All the best. We'll see you at Kinnick and Carver a few more weekends.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Coach Stacy May Johnson, thank you, Coach. Thanks for being here tonight, Coach Johnson. Hawkeye softball on the rise with that rise ball, let me tell you. All right, we're talking Hawkeye football from here on out with Coach Ferentz. He'll be here in just a few minutes. In the meantime, I want to tell you how wonderful it is to have spent all season long again at View Rooftop, atop the Hilton Garden Inn. It's not real balmy out tonight, but the wind is not a factor. If you want to walk out on the deck and take a look at the downtown skylights, you can do that, or cozy up to the bar or a table or a booth here inside the toasty warm View Rooftop. Hawkeye football is brought to you by Hawkeyes. Every great season starts with a strong foundation. For farmers, that foundation is a healthy soil. And at Hawkeyes, we're restoring life to the soil with over 800 species of microbes, helping grow stronger crops, more profitable farms, and healthier communities. Hawkeyes, the future of farming starts here. You can learn more at Hawkeyes, H-O-L-G-A-N-I-X, Hawkeyes.com. Hawkeyes brings you our Kirk Ferentz interviews every game day in our pregame coverage, halftime with Rob Brooks, and then on our post-game. Thank you, Hawkeyes, for supporting Hawkeye football. Speaking of great people in the field, Iowa Corn is there for us again this year throughout the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series. Iowa Corn promotes honest, hard-working values that are uniquely Iowan. On behalf of Iowa's corn farmers, we salute all athletes for their hard work and determination to be the best both on and off the field. And just like our top athletes, our state leads the nation in corn and ethanol production. Go to iowacorn.org, iowacorn.org, and learn how corn grows Iowa. All right, now if you want to reach Coach on Twitter, on Facebook, you can also reach him via the U.S. Cellular text line, or you can email us your question or comment. Here's what you do. On Twitter, reach out to Coach at Gary Dolphin. Twitter is at Gary Dolphin on X or Twitter. Facebook is facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Instagram, you can reach us at Voice of the Hawkeyes. The U.S. Cellular text line reads 319-853-8344. 319-853-8344. Or email us your question to hawktalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. hawktalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. Or you can come up here and leave your question or comment with Corey Sheets, our engineer producer, and we'll pass it along to Kirk when he arrives, which will be shortly. Back with more here from View Rooftop in just a minute on Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz from Learfield.
Hello, seafood fans. This is Bruce Gerleman, and I own Splash Seafood Bar and Grill. Have you been to Splash lately? Come back downtown and let me spoil you. White linens, fresh flowers, candlelight, award-winning wine lists, professional staff, and best of all, my fresh fish are jetted in from Hawaii every morning. Enjoy my homemade lobsters, Alaskan king crab, fresh oysters from the cold, clear, clean waters of the Pacific Northwest. My favorite is the surf and turf, featuring my hand-cut prime steaks and lobster. Splash, a truly special evening of adult indulgence.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from U.S. Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, U.S. Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less scrolling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to Wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Hawkeye fans, elevate your game day with the Kennick Premium Tailgate presented by Navigate Wellbeing Solutions. Imagine your own 10x10 tent and prime parking pads, all inside Krause Family Plaza, the closest tailgating to the stadium. Enjoy the energy, the atmosphere, and the convenience of being just steps away from kickoff. Secure your Kennick Premium Tailgate today at HawkeyeSports.com/tailgate. Make every game day unforgettable with the Kennick Premium Tailgate presented by Navigate Wellbeing Solutions.
Hawk Talk with Iowa football coach Kirk Ferentz rolls along. Coach will be joining us here shortly. Iowa-Michigan State coming up Saturday at Kinnick Stadium and Duke Slater Field. 2:30 for the kickoff and 12:30 for the pregame coverage. We'll give you some tidbits about the Spartans here after we take a 10-second ID break. 10 seconds for station identification on the Hawkeye Radio Network. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz from View Rooftop. So Michigan State is the lone winless team in the Big Ten at 0-7, and the Hawkeyes won't be looking past that number. They treat every opponent with respect. Michigan State's been in a number of their games. I got to watch most of their game with Michigan a couple weeks ago. That ended up 31-20 in favor of the Wolverines. They lost an 11-point game at Nebraska, lost in overtime at Minnesota. Penn State knocked them off last Saturday, 28-10. So the Spartans are 0-7, 3-7 overall in the season. The Hawks are 6-4 and 4-3. All I have to do is look back to last year up in East Lansing when Michigan State defeated the Hawkeyes, and I'm sure that's fresh on the minds of that Iowa defense. Michigan State outgained the Hawks like 470 yards to 265 in that game up at Spartan Stadium. It was their homecoming game, and yet it wasn't a lopsided contest by any stretch of the imagination. You know, that Iowa defense is always going to hold you in there, but the Hawks just couldn't get enough going consistently offensively. They have an outstanding quarterback in Aiden Childs. He hurt the Hawks a year ago. They have a great wide receiver, another one at a Big Ten school by the name of Nick Marsh. He's got 58 catches on the year, a 12-yard average. So the guy's averaging a first down every time he catches the football. And, of course, the Hawks are going to have something to say about that defensively. But he's rangy, 6'3", he's 205 pounds, a kid from right there in Detroit. Amari Kelly is a kid out of Alabama. He's got 40 catches. Michigan State has been not the best at running the football. They've had 6 different starting offensive lines this year, so they've had a lot of disruptions in the offensive line. The only constant is their center, Matt Golban, who is a transfer portal pickup. Matt's a redshirt senior from Wilton, Connecticut. And Pro Football Focus, NFL Pro Football Focus, had him ranked the number 2 returning center in college football this year among upperclassmen. You want to guess who number 1 was? Logan Jones of your Iowa Hawkeyes. So we've got, at least from what the NFL scouts feel, are the 2 best centers in college football going after each other, going after the other's nose tackle this weekend. They have a very capable tandem of running backs, most notably Elijah Tau Tolliver He is a redshirt senior from the state of Nevada. Tolliver has he's got 2 runs over 50 yards this year, one for 57, one for 85, and he's 6'1", 210 pounds. So the Hawkeye defense need to know where this guy is at all times. They have a very good tight end in Michael Masunas, and without getting too name heavy, their best players on the defensive side are tackle Alex Van Sumeren, linebacker Wayne Matthews, and cornerback Malcolm Bell. We'll ask Coach Ferentz about all 3 of those. They have another outstanding defensive end in Jalen Thompson. Michigan State's always had outstanding athletes, particularly on the defensive side of the football. For the Hawkeyes, Mark Gronowski, number 1 in the country in rushing touchdowns in consecutive games. He's got 13 touchdowns on the year. Last week, he pulled a rarity, ran for a touchdown, threw for a touchdown, and caught a touchdown pass on the old Philly snooker and play, the double reverse that Reese Vandersea found Gronowski backpedaling to the end zone and flipped it to him, and the Hawks went up 2 scores. Really had things rolling their way, but of course it went south in the second half for a variety of reasons. And we know these guys will bounce back and bounce back strong on Saturday afternoon. We got a hold of Cohen Ontringer yesterday at the weekly media session. Asked Cohen about the Michigan State offense. You think he'll be playing with a little extra juice on Saturday? Cohen is from Ypsilanti, Michigan.
They got, I think a great depth of running backs. They got 3 guys who I think you could, say which one of them is running back 1. And I think, the challenge too is they got 2 really good quarterbacks. We're not exactly sure who's going to be playing, but I think, kudos to them. They got 2 guys who can get the job done and execute at a high level. So I think we're going to have to be on our toes. It's Michigan State, man. They're talented all around, but, how can we play together? How can we be on the same page? And how can we out-physical them every snap?
Cohen Ontringer is part of that outstanding safety combination with Xavier Wampa. He knows Michigan State quarterback Aiden Childs really well. They played against each other in high school.
Yeah, I remember, he was an elusive guy. I guess the only comparison I could give him is maybe like Lamar Jackson. He's like a skinnier quarterback too, not a lot of meat on his bones, so you really got to make sure you wrap him up well, secure the tackle. But no, he was a good leader. It seemed like, everybody was bought in behind him, and he was really good at facilitating their offense. And the same thing goes for their other quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback too. He does a good job in the pocket, delivering the ball.
Yeah, that other quarterback is a redshirt freshman, Alicio Milivojevic. I'm sure hoping Aiden Childs starts on Saturday and plays the whole game. I won't have to be charged with calling out Alicio Milivojevic all day. We'll get it done if we have to. After all, we're professionals here at the Hawkeye Radio Network. But Cohen Ontringer looks to have a big day against Aiden Childs. Childs made some big plays with his legs last year. He's a terrific scrambling quarterback. You heard him mention Lamar Jackson. That's quite the comparison. Talk about putting pressure on him. But he's 6'3", 225 pounds. He's a junior. He's thrown for 10 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. So he's taken much better care of the football this year. As for our Hawkeye quarterback, Mark Gronowski, he said, don't worry about the Hawks bouncing back after 2 tough losses to top 10, top 20 opponents in Oregon and Southern Cal. He said everybody's focused on this game.
You still got to go 1-0 this week. This is the plan, and you got to stick with what we got right in front of us. Can't really be thinking about the next game after this one, and obviously we have no control over what bowl game we're going to be going to right now. We just have to continue to win these games right now. So yeah, it is still that 1-0, one game at a time mindset.
And though he's only been here for 1 year, or will be here for 1 year, and be a part of that 27-member senior class on Saturday at Kinnick Stadium, Mark's been, he said he's honored to be a part of this senior class.
Yeah, it's special, and especially with a lot of these guys that have been here for so long. I mean, you got Ethan Herke, who's been here for 6 years. You got Logan Jones, who's been here for 6 years, and those are both 2 leaders on the team that have invested so much time, effort, invested into the relationships, into people, into the community as well. So it's special to be out there walking with those guys, but also with all the other seniors that are going to be have just spent so much time here and have really continued to build the culture and also leave their legacy lead to the younger guys in this team.
And Gronowski, who's from Naperville in the Chicago area, said transferring to Iowa was the best decision he's made.
When I first got here, it's always difficult being a transfer and trying to build relationships, not with just like, I guess, the people, but just trying to become friends with people and getting out of your comfort zone a little bit to go talk to people, go meet people. And because there's already people that have friend groups, and like there's groups in the team that people hang out a lot in. So that was probably the most difficult thing. But once I met a guy Hayden Large is one of the first people that really kind of reached out to me, really started talking to me, hanging out with me, invited me over to his place, and it kind of just branched out from there. And I have so many great relationships with the guys, and hanging out with them, going out to eat, it's always been a lot of fun. And to do it kind of one last time in Kinnick is going to be really special on Saturday.
And speaking of great Hawks, to the defense, Ethan Herkett decided to come back this year. He'll be playing on Sundays next season, but the grad student has had another terrific year. 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss among his 27 stops. He's from up I-380 Cedar Rapids Xavier High School, and Herkett talked about being a Hawk.
I think it means a lot. This is a program where obviously it's tough. It's hard to do what we do, and to make it all the way through, I think it's a big honor. And you grow up watching it on TV and even coming to the games and stuff, and you're dreaming about one day being in their shoes, and to be able to fulfill that, it's been awesome. It's kind of surpassed my expectations from when I was in high school and stuff. You're just hoping to come here and do your best. You really don't know what's gonna go on and occur, but I think that I've had so many awesome memories with the guys and been able to contribute in a way that I was dreaming about, so I think it's been awesome.
Ethan Herkett, boy, what a delight he's been to cover this season. Not only this season, but his entire career at the University of Iowa. He and Mad Max on one side, Ethan Herkett on the other, and you don't think their motors will be revved up? Their RPMs will be at about 8,000 on Saturday afternoon when they kick off for one final time in Kinnick Stadium here on Senior Day. So thanks to all of our Hawkeyes for a great season, but it's far from over. 2 big games left, starting with Michigan State coming up on Saturday. Actually, 3 big games left. They'll be bowling somewhere. That depends now on the pecking order, but it helps if you win out from here. The Hawks at Michigan State at 2:30 on Saturday afternoon here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. And you can hear the smattering of applause. Coach Ferentz is making his way into the dining area here at View Rooftop. We'll come back and begin our conversation with Coach in just a minute. In the meantime, 1 home game left. Friends and fans, you can entertain your clients, employees, and friends this season and next season. Be thinking about it at Hawkeye Village, presented by Navigate Wellbeing Solutions. Packages include game day tickets, catered food, and beverages. Let us do the work for you. Watch for 2026 details at HawkeyeSports.com. Navigate Wellbeing Solutions helps organizations build healthier, happier communities. Learn more at navigatewell.com. And we'll see you at Kinnick this weekend and next year. Back with more on Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz. We're at View Rooftop, presented by Learfield.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Hawkeye Nation, the wait is over. Carver Hawkeye Arena is calling, and the Iowa men's basketball team is ready to light it up under new head coach Ben McCullum. It's his first year at the helm, and the Hawks are ready to fly with high-octane style of play that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Single game tickets are on sale now. Secure your seat, bring the energy, and help give the Hawks the home court advantage. Head to HawkeyeSports.com and grab your tickets today. Let's pack Carver and make this season one to remember. Go Hawks!
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hi, Hawk fans. Coach Kirk Ferentz here. For 40 years, our players have proudly worn the ANF logo to honor the hardworking farmers who keep this country growing. With fewer farmers working the land, their challenges are bigger, but their commitment never wavers. The Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa Farm Bureau are proud to stand with these dedicated families who feed and fuel our nation. Thanks for celebrating 40 years of America Needs Farmers. Let's keep standing strong for the people who keep us going strong. To learn more, visit americaneedsfarmers.org.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
All right, Coach Ferentz is in the house. Let's hear it for Kirk and the Hawks as they get revved up for Michigan State on Saturday. We opened the show, Kirk, with 27 seniors. That's a big number for, typical senior class. Usually it's around 20. But, of course, in this crazy new world of college football, like Gronowski was just waxing poetically about how wonderful his only year here has been. And we'll see more classes this size going forward. But they're all special.
Yeah, it's really it is a big class. To your point, I think 22, Ben Hansen told me this was similar. I think 26, something like that. But, yeah, to your point, it's usually around, anywhere from 19 to 22. That has been typical. And the key word is that because the world, the way it's changing right now, I don't even know what the norm is anymore. It's going to take a couple of years to figure that out in all regards, other than the game itself. So we're all learning with each turn. But, yeah, all that being said, great group of guys, just a fantastic group. And I can't say enough about the leadership they provided. To your point, you mentioned Mark being here a year. We got several guys that have been here for a year. Couple guys, couple of years. Think about Jake Gill, who's been here 22 years. What a great addition he's been to our team and program. And then you got other guys like Logan Jones, who's a 6-year guy. So
we just had Ethan Herkett comment about his 6 years here or 5 years for sure.
Yep, it just those guys were the pandemic group, and
yeah.
They had rules for the pandemic. Then they had a year ago rules because the Vanderbilt quarterback sued the NCAA, and so a lot of change. But the bottom line is it's just been a great group to work with. The leadership, as I've been saying, has been really stellar and really consistent since the start of things back in January. And so we're almost 11 full months into it, and just been a great adventure to work with these guys.
And what's so unique and wonderful about Iowa's senior days, obviously the wave is one thing at the end of the first quarter to Stead Family Children's Hospital, but the swarm, and the players talk about that. I remember Jay Higgins a year ago was shedding tears over the fact that this was going to be his last prance out of that southwestern tunnel for the swarm, the hand-holding, the show of unity, togetherness, to chemistry, and there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, I think it's one of the great traditions, and that was a Coach Fry creation. So, you're looking at, 47 years ago. But the whole premise was that we're together, and we will be together. And, it's just, it sent, I thought, a really powerful message. And that was, 1981 when I got here. And one thing I have said is, as long as I'm here, that's one tradition that'll continue, and I'm certain the wave will also. So two pretty good traditions, to your point.
Not bad, along with Senior Day. Be very emotional on Saturday. The game is a sellout, but of course you can hear it here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz is brought to you by Steel. That's S-T-I-H-L, Steel. This holiday, get power that's ready to work right out of the box, and the wrappings and the bows. Buy select Steel battery tool sets and get a free extra battery And those aren't cheap either. So check them out at Steel, S-T-I-H-L, Steel, proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes and Iowa football in particular. Well, Coach, let's go right to Twitter to lead us off. Peyton doesn't say where Peyton is from. Kirk, going into this final stretch, what are you hoping to fix on the offense and or defensive side of the football? I guess that's his question. You might as well talk about the fallout or the aftermath of Southern Cal on Saturday. Great first half offensively. You scored every which way. Obviously, USC knows how to make adjustments at the intermission. The real nasty weather never did roll in that second half like they were predicting, but you can't count on that. Once again, you played a top 20 or a top 10 team and came up a little bit short.
Yeah, I'm smiling here. The one drill we worked on this week was avoiding face mask penalties, trying to get our backs to move their heads so they can't get snagged in the face. But it was basically two different halves. I thought that both teams competed really hard the entire game. And in the second half, we had a couple tough breaks. That was one. It looked like a face mask.
It was a face mask.
It looked like it from where I was standing, but I'm not an official, so I'm not an expert in the topic. But it came at a really tough time, inopportune time, and then the interception. Was it's a deflection. It's just a tough play.
The line drive off the kneecap.
Nobody's fault, but just it's kind of a freak play, and that helped give them a short field also. So, but the other part is give USC a lot of credit. The quarterback, from my vantage point, is a major not major. Major is a strong word, but I think he's. There's a reason they let one guy go and kept him. He's a really good football player. He did a great job in the second half. And number 6 is one of the better players we've played against in 27 years. You think about Saquon Barkley, you think about Randall L., think about David Bell a couple of years ago.
Both their wideouts.
Yeah.
Spectacular in different ways.
8's really good too, but 6 is as good as I've seen. So he was dangerous on film, and then, in the second half he played phenomenal. And it wasn't like we had bad coverage, so you got to give him a lot of credit. You got to give the quarterback credit. And but the bottom line is, all that being said, we're a toe away from having the ball inside the 10 with plenty of time and potentially momentum there. It was a good drive, and I think that's represented this team. They never gave up. They kept fighting, and we gave ourselves a really decent chance to pull the thing out. And then, again, you're just that far over the line. So those things happen. But the bigger picture is, talking about this stretch of the season, we're 0-2 in this stretch. It's a 4-game stretch. And our November record's been really good over the last 6 years. And I look at it as an entire block. We've had 2 really tough losses against 2 very good teams, one on the road. All that being said is we still got 2 opportunities left, and none of that has anything to do with this Saturday. So it's all about us being at our best. And that is one thing these guys have done. This team's really showed up each and every week. It's funny, driving over here, they're just talking about the Seahawks who went from Seattle to Jacksonville, and the commentators just talking about like that team has showed up every week. They've had 2 3-point losses, and it's kind of the way our team's been. So it's hard to get down because the guys show up, they prepare all week long, and then they go compete, and that's what we expect them to do this week again. But we're going to have to compete. We'll talk about Michigan State, and I'll be happy to share some observations about them. But it's this is going to be a Big Ten contest, and there's no gimmies in this league that I can see.
As you would expect, they're far from an 0-7 team if you just look at the number.
Just look at the last 2 games. That's all you got to do. We can talk about that specifically.
We will.
It's, just in a nutshell, it tells you the choice they've made. They're playing.
Indeed they are. And Coach Smith quite well. And he had a terrific run at Oregon State before coming to East Lansing. We'll talk about that when we take our next break. Couple more questions, though. Let's flip over to Facebook, see what, let's see, Kelvin, what is Lucas Allgaier's, St. Louis native, by the way, what's his potential upside? Well, you can tell Kelvin's into recruiting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, how about freshman defensive back Alante Dean from Florida, Plant City, moving positions. Plant City's been good to the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, it has. It's, a good football area, needless to say, and Monte's a really good guy. We were a little thin. We've got this new roster reduction imposed by the NCAA, and then they changed that rule also. So we end up getting on the short end of the stick there. Appreciate that. But anyway, so we were a little thin at running back, especially early in the year. Remember, we were just kind of rotating through guys. So Alante was serving as a running back down on the scout team with our defense and really doing a good job. Showed a real knack for it. And so we've gone ahead and made that move permanent. And so he'll be playing running back moving forward. But, really excited about him. He's a good young prospect. And still, a lot of room to grow, certainly. But, a really good prospect. And then Lucas is a tremendous young guy, really serious beyond his years, very focused. Line and quarterback, probably the two hardest places for anybody to play as a young player, defensive line as well. And, but he's not far away maturity-wise that way, and he learns every day, a really good learner, very attentive. So I think he's got a really good future, and we'll see more about him in December here.
I want to make sure I didn't miss something. You're talking about the NCAA shaving the roster limit down to 105, right?
Yeah, and then they kind of rescinded on that after it was too late. We told all the players, remember last December?
You're right. I do.
So we kind of got caught in the lurch. Oregon did the same thing. We actually, I don't know if we had a laugh over it, but we, before the game, it just both of our rosters a little bit smaller than everybody else's because of the.
I saw you and Coach Dan Lanning doing the hand thing down there. What are they thinking?
That might have been one of the topics right there. It just it was really handled poorly, quite frankly. I'll be very blunt.
I didn't know
they can't sue me. I don't think they can sue me.
Well, they can try.
Can they find me? I don't know.
I know your attorney. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't know they relented.
Well, they said that was one rule. They were 100% sure it was going to be 105 this year. And then, of course, they backed off like in May or whenever it was.
But you did the right thing. You placed guys. You told them, hey, here's the story.
We let our guys have an opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
It's like, it's
try and play the game fair. Logan in North Liberty says, this is on Facebook again at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Logan, how does Kirk feel about the idea of revenge games as we prepare for Michigan State this week? Knowing they beat us in East Lansing last October, does revenge, the word revenge, enter into the game planning or provide added motivation at all? I highly doubt it.
Yeah, revenge is a strong word, too, and I'm not big on it in sports necessarily, although as a fan I am, but not as a coach. But, yeah, the pure simple fact is I hold us responsible for the game. And again, I don't mean that to disrespect the way Michigan State, they played a really good game against us. It was one of their better performances, but I personally don't feel like we were playing our best that night. And, if you play really well and lose, you live with it and deal with it and try to learn from it. In this case, I didn't feel like we were quite ready to go. And, it's 3-0, 6-0, 9-0, 12-0. I believe we scored a touchdown then. Then they go 19-12, I guess, or 19-7. So we were always catching up, and then we couldn't get off the field either, and it let them run the ball. So our possessions got limited, and you got to help yourself sometimes. You're going to fall behind. That's part of football, but you got to help yourselves. And we didn't do enough in that game in any three phases to be victorious. And it's certainly haven't forgotten the game, but I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at the way we did. I just know we got to play better.
We're used to being in close games, the Hawks are, and hopefully you come on the winning side more often.
We had a hard time making that one close. They just kept, they'd answer when we answered, so not good.
I noticed third down was a clutch down last year for both teams. They converted a lot on third down, somehow kept moving the sticks, and Childs had a lot to do with that at quarterback. But one more on last year's Michigan State game. It's pertinent for this weekend. Before we take a break, Andrews in Humboldt. Last year, coach Michigan State kicker Jonathan Kim scored 20 of their 32 points with 6 field goals. I had forgotten that till I went through the notes today. His replacement is 10 of 14 in field goals. Does this current performance have a potential impact on your game plan defensively?
Yeah, I'm not sure he's got the same leg strength, but he's a good kicker. He's really been consistent and done a very nice job. And it seems like they traditionally just have really good punters and good kickers, going back to like Morton Anderson, and it's going all the way back. But they've got another good set of specialists. Their punter's a really good player. He's got great distance, and I think he's leading the league in terms of distance on punts, not necessarily net punting, but distance on punts. And so we're going to have to do a good job there. And I think the big thing is that we've got to play on all three phases like you do in any game. And If there's one thing that's changed, I think, current day Big Ten football, maybe the 80s there were a couple teams that always kind of just fell off the face of the earth mid-season or on, but I don't see that this year. Michigan State and Purdue's the other team at the bottom, and from what I can tell, Purdue's really playing hard and competing hard too. They've got a new staff, so whoever's playing either of these teams or anybody play, you better be ready to go. Better worry about your performance.
Ryan Eckley, their punter, who's a junior, he's leading the Big Ten handily at 49.6 yards per punt. He's had 18 punts of plus 50 yards. Now that you can read into that wrong too, but he can dent it inside the 20 as well. Yep. So I was visualizing today. This guy obviously has great hang time, punting to Caden Weegan. That's one of the keys to Saturday's win. Yeah,
the key for us will be blocking those outside guys, their gunners, and if you can get Weege started, obviously that's a good thing for us, and because he is dangerous once he gets going. But we have to provide him opportunity, first of all, to catch the ball cleanly, and then secondly, he doesn't need a lot, but you got to give him a chance to find a crease in there, a crack, and that work on the outside is going to be really, really important by our guys.
On kick returns, it was great seeing Ty Washington out there last week. He looks like he's totally back healthy.
He is, and he's back full speed now, and he's a very talented guy back there. He's the off returner with Weege, and don't expect a lot of people to kick a lot of kickoffs to Caden, so gives TJ a real opportunity to make an impact.
Option 2, indeed. All right, we'll take a break, come back with more Hawk Talk here from View Rooftop with Coach Ferentz. You can reach us on the U.S. Cellular text line if you choose, 319-853-8344. Want to welcome, as always, KCRG Channel 9.2 here, beaming our show live from View Rooftop in the Hilton Garden Inn, downtown Iowa City, to all parts of eastern Iowa. Wherever KCRG 9.2 is on the Mediacom cable system, and a good portion of central Iowa carrying our show each and every week. We appreciate Deke and Mike, and Aaron Rooney, our producer, is not with us tonight. She's up in northwestern Canada visiting relatives, and Aaron loves the beautiful scenery and likes to get out in the remote parts of the world, and I'm sure she's having a great time. But on the chance that she's listening, Coach, we want to wish her the best, and don't slip on those ice caps up there, or the skating ponds. I'm guessing if it's 35 here at night, it's probably a little bit south of there, up in northern Canada.
You sound like you've been up there. Have you ever been up there?
I've never been to northwest Canada. I've been to Canada, but usually Toronto's about as deep into Canada as I've gotten. And we were in Buffalo a few years ago for the NCAA basketball tournament, so I could see Canada from Buffalo, but I stayed on this side of the shoreline.
I was going to say, if you're counting Windsor, that really doesn't count.
No. It looks, Toronto or Windsor looks like an extension of Detroit.
It is, yeah. It basically is. Yeah.
Okay, on that geographical quiz, we'll take a break, come back with more here on Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz right after this pause on Hawk Talk from View Rooftop in Learfield.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from U.S. Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, U.S. Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! U.S. Cellular, built for us.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Hi, Hawk fans. Coach Kirk Ferentz here. For 40 years, our players have proudly worn the ANF logo to honor the hardworking farmers who keep this country growing. With fewer farmers working the land, their challenges are bigger, but their commitment never wavers. The Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa Farm Bureau are proud to stand with these dedicated families who feed and fuel our nation. Thanks for celebrating 40 years of America Needs Farmers. Let's keep standing strong for the people who keep us going strong. To learn more, visit americaneedsfarmers.org.
Here come the Hawkeyes.
And a Stocky racing to the basket, layup good.
Iowa Athletics is gearing up for another amazing season filled with exciting matchups and electrifying plays.
Working hard into the corner. Hits a three.
Get your game face ready and come on out to cheer the Hawkeyes on all season long. Visit HawkeyeSports.com to find tickets, schedules, game times, and more on Iowa. Go Hawks.
Touchdown! Touchdown, Iowa!
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
All right, welcome back. Fans coming up saying hi to Coach Ferentz here at View Rooftop. You're more than welcome to during our commercial timeouts as we get back to action here on Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz. Just a half an hour left. The show will continue next week on a Monday night. We'll have a show Monday night. It will not be live here at View Rooftop. We will have a Hawk Talk, though, with Coach Ferentz. You know, these crazy portions of the calendar where basketball and football are overlapping. Wrestling is off and running. I know you're a huge wrestling fan, but it's the busiest time of the year.
So is it me, or has basketball started earlier, or just playing more games than they ever have?
Well, it's you, and basketball has started earlier. November 4th was the first game.
What it used to be. I mean, this is...
Oh, my. Well, I'm dating myself, but when I was growing up, I remember, Don Nelson was my hero.
You are dating yourself.
I know I am. Okay. That's right. I don't mind it. As long as I'm breathing. But they never started before the 10th of December.
Yeah.
Now, back then, they played maybe 20, 21 games a year. But, of course, television and the revenue-producing mechanism that it is didn't have the draw. I mean, you were lucky if you saw Iowa basketball on TV once a month. Bill Fleming, who was one of the great sports announcers with Chris Finkel at ABC. Bill Fleming, ABC had the contract. Bill Fleming used to do the Big Ten Game of the Week. And in the 60s, as you can imagine, it was either Michigan or Ohio State every week with John Havlicek and Gary Brads and Cassie Russell, and all those great marquee stars that really put the Big Ten on the map. So that's, it's a different age.
It's, from my office, I can see the parking lots filling up or not. It was sometime last week or whatever when I think I left the office 9:15, 9:30. There's the parking lot is jammed out there. I was like, oh, okay, so something's going on. Usually that's not an issue, but anyway, so that's my exposure to the world. They used to have newspapers and stuff like that where you knew who was playing and who,
you could read in the morning.
Yeah,
how times have changed, Coach. Yeah, for sure. Well, the Hawkeye women are playing down in Florida tomorrow in a big tournament against Baylor, I believe it is, 7th-ranked Baylor. The Hawkeye men host Chicago State tomorrow night over at Carver Hawkeye Arena. That's an early start. Please come on out. And Ben McCullum's team's off to a great start, 4-0. They won 99-70 last night over Southeast Missouri State. And the Hawks then head west for a big tournament in Palm Springs. They get Ole Miss coach Chris Beard, who put Texas program on the map. He's now at Mississippi. Utah's in that event. Steve Alford and Nevada are playing in that event. Minnesota's out there. So it's, all these holiday tournaments that have all these wonderful corporate sponsors. It's great travel for these kids. They get to see parts of the world they normally wouldn't see.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, basketball guys are a lot smarter. They go to places like, Palm Springs or the Caribbean or whatever. And,
Gainesville.
Yeah, we go to, we haven't been to Shreveport yet, but with all due respect to Shreveport, have been to Syracuse. We've been to Pittsburgh, which, was fine with me because I was home. But, we don't go to quite the same places they do.
Been to Yankee Stadium for the Pinstripe Bowl. Well, the Hawks will be somewhere nice over the holidays, and they'll take care of business here in the next 2 weeks. All right, Coach, let's go back to Twitter. Mary Beth is in Milan, Illinois. Now that we are apparently eliminated from the college football playoffs, how would you describe your remaining individual and team goals besides winning our last 2 games and a bowl game? Well, really, your goals never change. You might have to adjust them.
Yeah, obviously we want to win every game of the season. That's why else would you put all the work in if that wasn't your goal? And, first time you lose a game, that which I think has only maybe happened twice where that hasn't been the case, then you're knocked out of that goal. But you're in my mind, you're always trying to operate at a championship level, in all things you're doing, whether it's your citizenship, your academic approach. And most interested everybody's the football part of it, but it's all about your attitude, your effort, and your approach to things. So that never changes. And if we get knocked out of whatever it may be, the Big Ten championship game, the CFP, whatever measurement you want to pick out, then in my mind you're building for the next one. So if it's not going to happen this year, then you're trying to build for the next one. And everybody's got responsibility in that, whether it's a senior who's not going to play in the CFP. We sent bowl watches to all the seniors from 2000 because going to our first bowl in 2001 was a big deal, and it
sure was.
It wouldn't get many headlines today, but it was a big deal, big thing, and a big thing to win that game. So, but you're contributing to it or you're not, and that's kind of how we look at it. And if you get knocked out right now, one thing for sure, we've lost 4 games, and our goal is not to lose anymore. So, pretty simple. So it's the best we can do, and that's what we're going to shoot for.
Well said. On the U.S. Cellular text line, Mike is out in Los Angeles. As a Hawkeye alum living in Southern California, I was so proud of the fight the Hawks displayed last Saturday against USC. I don't have a specific question, just cheers and applause for your coaching and your team's class, determination, and competitiveness, regardless of the opponent or settings. Beat Sparty. Well, that's very nice, Mike. Thank you very much. It's very nice. Libby is a student at Iowa. Hey, Coach, what do you say during halftime to pump up the team, whether you're ahead or behind? Go Hawks.
Yeah, you'd really be disappointed, Libby. Actually, it's basically what we try to do. We meet as coaches, real quick when we get off the field. And unlike the NFL, we've got a halftime that lasts forever. So we have ample time. So we meet offensively, defensively, special teams, any adjustments we need to talk about. And then we go out and convey that information to our players in their separate groups, either collectively or the individual positions. And then basically I just kind of come in and try to summarize a point or two from what happened and then get them thinking about what's in front and what we need to really focus on. And but there's not a lot of drama, quite frankly, and it's it's more hopefully we've done our work during the week, and hopefully we go to bed Friday night, we get a good idea what we're looking at. So if there's anything that's changed, we'll address that. But it's just about what are the couple key reminders to give the guys and try to get them refocused on what really is going to be important in that next 30 minutes.
Yeah, don't overthink it. You got 30 minutes. Go out there and finish the game. Coach, as we go to a break here from View Rooftop in the Hilton Garden Inn, let's meet our University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital kid captain for the final home game on Senior Day. 7-year-old Ray Walker is from Indianola. Ray was just 19 months old when doctors at Stead Family Children's Hospital performed a rare brain surgery to stop his severe seizures. The operation disconnected half of his brain, leaving him partially paralyzed. and partially blind. Well, today Ray has been seizure-free for the past 5 years and continues to improve with the support of his phenomenal care team at U of I Stead Family Children's Hospital. Our kid captain, Ray Walker. That's a football name, Ray Walker. Kirk, you got to love his fight.
It's a great name. What a great story. And I can't get over these procedures and the length of the surgeries and the things they do. I mean, these people that are working over there are just amazing folks. And some of these stories that we've been able to share are just absolutely inspiring. And we're really lucky to have people that are that smart and helping out so many people over there.
We're watching him on Channel 9.2, KCRG, Channel 9.2, and he's hugging that Kirk Ferentz autographed football. Probably got that under his pillow. Well, hopefully not under his pillow every night, but he is a Hawk. Look at that jersey. Thank you, Ray, for being a Hawk fan, and thanks to your family for being so supportive as the Hawks. We watch him walk down the hallway at Stead Family Children's Hospital. Okay, we'll step out. Kirk, take a quick break, come back with more of our remaining live show here for the season on Hawk Talk at View Rooftop. Kinnick Premium Tailgates. You can tailgate at Kinnick literally next season. The Kinnick Premium Tailgate is presented by Navigate Wellbeing Solutions and includes your tent, parking, cooler, and tables, all set up in Krause Family Plaza, where the Hawkeyes will pull up to the front door or the side door, that south end zone. You can watch them get off the bus each and every home game day. You're just steps from kickoff. Don't miss it. Go to HawkeyeSports.com/tailgate. Back with more at View Rooftop in just a minute. This is Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz from Learfield.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
When it comes to holiday giving, Steel delivers power that lasts. From leaf blowers to pruners, every Steel battery tool is built to perform. And right now, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery this season. Find savings and gift ideas at SteelUSA.com. Happy holidays from Steel, proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
Basketball is back in Iowa City. Coach McCullum and the Iowa men's basketball team hit the hardwood for a limited number of non-conference games this November. Now is your chance to see the team and experience a game. Get your friends together for a night of Hawkeye hoops. Find tickets, game times, and more at HawkeyeSports.com. We'll see you at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Go Hawks!
Coach Ferentz, our closing minutes upon us here. for our last live show. We will have a Hawk Talk with Coach next Monday night, so be sure you tune in Monday night because the Hawks are playing basketball Tuesday and Wednesday, and we didn't want to interfere with the a minute of the 90 that we're on the air each and every week with Coach Ferentz. We'll talk about the Michigan State victory and look ahead to the Nebraska Cornhuskers coming up the day after Thanksgiving. Well, Caden Weegan has been quite the story all season long, and we've got a clip of Caden's interview this week with Matt Randazzo. Matt hosts our first hour on the Hawkeye pregame show, and you can hear the entire interview on Saturday afternoon from Kinnick. But here's Matt with Caden Weegan.
As you guys get ready for your last home game of the season, what's the message that you guys, give each other, also get from the coaching staff when it comes to what a senior day is all about and playing in that stadium for the last time?
The coaches have kind of emphasized everybody playing for the seniors the whole week, but the seniors know that we still have to play for everybody as well, and we know we're all invested as a team, and the brotherhood and bond that we all have is super special with this team. So, like I said, it'll be a super special moment, and I know everybody will be ready.
You talked about that brotherhood and the bond. It's been tested this year with several close losses. Where's this team at right now after coming off another close call, a disappointment out at USC as you guys get ready for Michigan State?
Yeah, like you said, disappointing loss, but credit to this team, all we've been through this year. I think 15 total points or something like that is what we've lost combined in all of our games. So we've all battled adversity, and this team's just done a great job of moving forward every week and kind of flushing the last game. And I have no fear that this team will move forward and respond this weekend.
Obviously, there's been some disappointments, but a lot of opportunities still ahead for this football team, starting against Michigan State. What do you see from the Spartans? Record-wise, maybe not too intimidating, but as you guys know, every team in the Big Ten is going to bring it each and every Saturday.
Yeah, I couldn't have said any better. Like you said, their record doesn't really signify what they are. They're a great, talented team, and they just haven't really got the job done in the past weeks in the Big Ten. But we know we're going to get their best shot, and we know it'll be a tough game this Saturday.
Caden, when you look at your career at the University of Iowa, are you surprised, satisfied? What words would you use to describe what you've been able to do and accomplish in an Iowa uniform?
Well, it's just been awesome meeting all the people and just kind of not really transform me as a football player, but as a human being as well. And I think that's one thing I take pride in is being a part of this program is just kind of all the mentors and everybody that I've met along the way. And it's just been super cool to see kind of what this program means and what they do to future businessmen and athletes as well. We all know football will end at some point. So it's just kind of cool seeing the emphasis they put on life after football. And like I said, it's just been super cool to be a part of. I always take pretty good gratification in moments like these, and I've never really been one to be satisfied. I'm always on the move, kind of trying to improve myself, no matter if it's life or football. But it's just been super surreal being a part of this team and this program, and just ready to see what we can do in the future years.
Before we let you go, what is it like going to Kinnick Stadium, going down that tunnel and being part of that atmosphere, that environment? How would you describe it? How are you going to describe it someday when you're old like me and telling your kids and grandkids about what you got to experience at the University of Iowa?
Oh, it's super cool. And the thing I always tell people is like putting your headphones on and going from volume 1 all the way to the max level. It's just like every second. And like the first time walking out of there and even the last time it's super cool. And it's kind of hard to explain. You really have to be there in the moment, but it's just an awesome feeling seeing all the fans screaming and just ready for the game to start. And it gets your adrenaline pumping, man. So it's a pretty awesome feeling.
What a special player he's been. I reminded him one time this year, I said, I love the way you're speaking in complete sentences now. When he first came here, you were good to get 3 words out of him. But, think about his trip to Iowa, a walk-on after he labored at Iowa Western Community College. From right out the road here at Williamsburg. Williamsburg's produced so many terrific players for Iowa. And look at him now. And this will be his second senior day. He decided to come back.
Well, we're happy about that, to say the least. And you know, when he got here, he was fast, but he has really developed into an outstanding football player and just a tremendous return guy. And then this year, I think we're seeing his offensive capabilities really expand as well, and it's just because of his work ethic. He's every step along the way, he's always gone hard. Things are really starting to click for him right now, and he's worked hard to learn the intricacies of the various positions he plays. And I'm just smiling watching the interview and watching him on these clips because even today, I mean, there's not a guy who, I don't know how many miles he runs every day in practice. It's amazing. I never see the guy tired. He's always moving, and he can't get enough. He's just it's really refreshing to work with a guy with that kind of attitude and his energy level, and it's just extremely positive. And it's been fun to watch him develop into a really refined, good football player.
I'm chuckling when you talk about what kind of players, whether it was spring ball or fall camp, the defense got after him now. They tattoo him, and he'd get up. He was chest bumping Jay Higgins. He didn't care who you are on that defense. He said, bring it on, bring it on. That's his mindset, though. That's his approach.
Yeah, he's got the right attitude, no question about that. Just he's always been upbeat and positive, but just the improvement, the refinement that we've watched over the last couple of years especially, it's been really fun to watch. And he's playing great football for us. And, what a great effort on that last play this past Saturday. And kind of represented the game. It was that close, but it wasn't a lack of want or a lack of just making a great effort on that.
Well, he'll add to his 20 catch total as a slot receiver, wide receiver, and of course, what can you say about his kick and punt returns? 25-yard average on punt returns and 30.5 on kick returns. He is garnering a lot of attention, as well he should. All right, we'll take our final break, come back and wrap up this week's Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz from View Rooftop and Learfield right after this.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less scrolling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
When it comes to holiday giving, Steel delivers power that lasts. From leaf blowers to pruners, every Steel battery tool is built to perform. And right now, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery this season. Find savings and gift ideas at SteelUSA.com. Happy holidays from Steel, proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Well, where does the time fly here on Hawk Talk with Coach Ferentz? Iowa, Michigan State, 12:30 for the pregame coverage, 2:30 for the kickoff on Saturday. And if there's any doubt in your mind about the Hawks bouncing back from two tough losses, here's defensive end Ethan Herkett.
I think it takes great leadership, which we have in our coaching staff. I think it takes guys that are fully bought in and realize that, we've been working for this season ever since January and working really ever since we got here freshman year. So we're definitely looking to finish out strong and, play our best. I think we're going to fight for each other. This is it's a tight-knit group. It's a brotherhood, and we value that.
Indeed we do. Coach, we value you. Thanks so much for your time, commitment coming out here each and every Wednesday. I know the crowd here just loves having you, loves seeing you, and good luck on Saturday.
Well, it's a great venue. It's always good to be here, and appreciate everybody coming out, and certainly look forward to Saturday's opportunity.
Hawk Talk has been brought to you all season long by John Deere. They love to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. They've been growing their winning team since 1837. So whether you're cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, nothing runs like a Deere. Nothing runs like Caden Weegan either. And the Hawkeyes run into victory hopefully Saturday. We'll talk then. Good night, everybody.
This has been Hawk Talk, brought to you by Steel. This fall, power up with Steel, a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Also brought to you by your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. By your local Ford dealers. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist, made right here in Iowa since 1895. And by Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.